I saw you were watching this, right?
Yeah.
You were seeing. Do you know what it is?
No,
What's going on?
not actually. No.
No? So this screen here, these are chicks,
Yeah.
like baby chickens in the egg industry, right?
Yeah.
Because some of them like they want to get more female chickens to be able to lay more eggs, right? So they'll separate the males from the females. This is what happens to the males.
Yeah.
Because they're useless, right? They can't lay eggs. So they will put them into this macerator and they kill them. They've been alive for just a few minutes.
Yeah.
So that's what we're watching on this one. This happens here in Sweden, happens in many places where I'm from. The UK happens there as well. Where are you from?
We originally from Russia. But,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But we live in Sweden now.
Yeah, so this is happening all over the world basically. Yeah, this is just the egg industry. This is just for eggs. I saw you were kind of talking. How do you feel when you see something like that?
I don't want to eat chicken. I want to become a vegetarian.
Yeah. What about you? Is this a similar thing, or how does it make you feel?
No, I eat meat.
Yeah, yeah.
But how does this
So
make
how
you
does that
feel?
make you feel when you see it?
I don't know.
Not sure.
She's 15, you know.
She's what? Sorry.
15, she's a
Okay.
baby.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, no one likes it, right? This is the thing. No one likes this stuff. And that's just eggs, right? That's just the egg industry. We've got some of these screens are showing like cows being killed and like how they're slaughtered, and dairy industry as well. Yeah, we feel bad when we see it, right? We feel bad when we see it. Why do we do it? Why do you think people are still, we're all paying for this, right? A lot of people are paying for this. Why do you think we still do it? When
Kill animals.
yeah, kill them, use them.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's maybe because people are just used to it and they don't see it
Could be.
any other way. But so many different options nowadays, you don't really need it.
this is it, right? And like you said, we use them, we kill them to eat them and use them, right? For their products, for like dairy products like milk and eggs and clothing. But when we don't have to, and why do we still do it? That's the thing, isn't it? When you just said there's so many other options, choices. Why do you think people still choose that? In your opinion, what do you think drives people to keep doing it?
You're stupid.
It's a fair observation. No, I think for sure some people, but everybody, the majority of
Maybe
people
they're
still
trying to ignore the fact that this is happening and turning the other cheek. I don't know.
Could be. What about for yourself? I mean, is that how you think it is for you, or is it something different?
I think it's maybe because you used to eat certain things, so to change everything, maybe it's like, I don't know.
Seems like a challenge, right?
Yeah, but it's not that difficult when you just decide. But I think it's just like you just used to things. You have your routines with everything. You just keep going.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. What do you think for yourselves? Like, what would your biggest challenge be? Like, if you were to say tomorrow, imagine that you've seen this now. I think you've seen this before, right? I get the impression you've seen this before, both of you. So, you know this is happening. So let's imagine that you wake up tomorrow and you say, right, no more. I'm going to be a vegan from now on.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the hardest thing for you to do that?
Not eat meat.
The meat would be hardest for you. So do you think the cheese and the milk and everything would be okay? The meat would be hard?
will be hard for me.
The cheese would be hard for you.
I think it's also, I think it's with a lot of different things, but when you think I'm just one person, what difference will I do? I think it's just psychological. Everyone thinks that,
See, that's interesting. Yeah.
but it's not like that. I know it because everyone makes a difference, but I think it's...
And if everybody thought that, then nothing would ever change with it, right? Everyone thinks I can't make a difference, but you're right, we can, we can. And then, so, the taste of cheese and a taste of meat would be your most difficult things, right? And so let's go back to tomorrow morning. Let's imagine we're here. How are you going to get those same tastes then? So you want to taste the good stuff, but you don't want to kill anyone or hurt anyone.
Yeah.
What would you do instead then? What do you think you would do to
How to
replace
kill
it?
them.
No, how would you replace it? Right, because you don't want from tomorrow. You're not going to eat meat. Let's imagine. What would you eat instead to
You
still
have
get
a lot of
the
options
taste,
like
you know?
corn, tofu, and things like. I don't know what options they have for cheese.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
but maybe they have. I don't know.
Yeah, in the we were in a supermarket. I can't remember what it's called, but they have vegan cheese. It's like €3, or I don't know what it's called. It's like, but it was like a block of cheese that you can get.
Yeah. So I think nowadays you can get everything without have to killing animals.
That's true. That's true.
It's just I think to find what suits you and your life and just go with. Like I had a friend, he became a a vegetarian just 2 years ago, and me myself, I don't even eat meat. If I eat fish, but for me it would be a big thing to like drop that too. I don't feel like the need. So I think it's just deciding to do something. Just
one day to the next, right?
Yeah.
Just making a decision. Yeah.
But I think also in everyday life you have something so much going on, so you priorities.
I get you. And the thing is as well, like it's you know we are in a non-vegan world, right? So there's constantly temptations and things, and they make it so easy for us to carry on hurting animals. You have to find the alternatives yourself. You know?
But I think Sweden is kind of good at it because there's so many alternatives, and it's easy, it's available.
Yeah,
I don't know
noticed,
if it's like that in other countries, but like we have a lot of. I prefer to go to vegan or vegetarian restaurant because some people think like you punish yourself, it's not good, but there's so delicious vegetarian and vegan.
This is it, and in this city especially. You know, but even the supermarkets. I mean, we were in the supermarket yesterday. I think it was. We got so much awesome vegan food, and it was so much cheaper than everywhere else actually. And for Sweden's supposed to be expensive, and it was very cheap. Actually.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not. When you compare it to meat, it's cheaper than
Exactly. Could I ask you, what do you actually know about dairy, like how dairy works? You know, like getting milk, getting cheese. What do you know about that?
Not much actually.
No, they do well to hide it, right? Because most people they see slaughter, and it's like, we see that on Facebook, we see that on Instagram, but dairy, it's not very common. So with like, I'll give you a really short kind of, so you can understand a bit, and you can check it out later. But like a dairy cow, it's like a female cow. They give the milk, right? So we take the milk from them, but they have to be pregnant or they have to have had a calf. A lot of people don't know that. So if you have a cow here right now and they've not had a baby recently, you won't be able to milk them. There's nothing there. They're like humans, right? So we have to get them pregnant. What they do to get them pregnant, they'll tie them up because, to restrain them. They'll hit them because they'll try to move and lead people still. And then they'll do one of two things. So they'll either take a bull and force the bull to have sex with that cow whilst they're tied up, or they'll do it by hand, right? And if they do it by hand, they take the bull semen from the bull by, how they do that, okay? And they'll put one arm inside the cow through her anus to lift her cervix and inject semen inside her. And I promise you I'm not making this up. You can YouTube this. Dairy farmers are proud of this. They post it, how to do it online, so you can just check it out. So that's how they get her pregnant, and they repeat that over and over again. She has about 2 or 3 weeks in between pregnancies where they allow her to rest, and then they do it again. And then she has a baby, rest, they do it again. And then they do that until she doesn't give any more milk because she gets old like we do, can't give milk, and then she ends up in one of these slaughterhouses. That's dairy. So that shocks a lot of people actually because I didn't know about this. It's torture, then it's death. A lot of people think dairy is liquid meat, they say, because it's all the same industry. And the male calves, so male babies that are born in that industry, because they don't give milk, well, they're sold to the meat industry. So they work together. What do you think of that? How do you feel about that, knowing that's how it works?
It's terrible.
It's horrible, right?
Yeah, it is.
And as women, you can imagine what, as a man, I can only guess what that must be like, but as a woman, you can imagine what that would be like to happen to you. To be constantly pregnant and constantly is absolutely disgusting. You're right, you said it. It is disgusting. So, it shocks people more than this usually. So, I mean, you're right. What you said earlier, it's about these things bother us, right? We don't want it to carry on, so we know what we can do. You said it. We know what we can do. We can make a change. It's about keeping that here at the front of our minds.
And don't forget about it, because it's easy to get affected when you look at something, but then time passes and you forget about that image and you just go on. So just keep reminding yourself.
Exactly. Someone offers you some food and you're like, okay. And you just
maybe this time.
Exactly. But we're not considering as victims here. As victims of our choices. They're all here on these screens, and even if we don't see them, they're still suffering, right? It's still happening. It's still violence. If I had something I could give you that you could take away to look up, I got this resources. Would you want to do that? Would you want to look it up?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll go one. Yes. So This is like kind of everything you would ever need to like know about basically what I've been talking about. So there's a list of documentaries here, there's some things here. If I was gonna pick any kind of, like, let's say 2 things on here, 2 things you can't miss, alright? The best speech you will ever hear is one of them. It's on YouTube. It's only about 1 hour long, and it covers everything you'll ever need to know about all of this. It's not particularly graphic, but it has a lot of information. It's only 1 hour, so I really recommend that. And then also this. So you were mentioning earlier, like it's about just making the change and doing it, but you can't do it alone. Right? I'll tell you that you can't do it alone. You'll suffer, you'll struggle, you need support, right? This will give you us 22 days of support from volunteers. You enter a Facebook group and they just help you out basically. You ask questions like, where do I buy, I don't know, good vegan cheese, or what can I eat instead of meat if I want protein? They answer all those questions and it's totally free. You get 22 days for free. It's really cool. So I would say this one, the best speech you will ever hear, and this one, to take that away. Check it out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much for stopping. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You're doing a great job.
Thanks so much. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.